Hey y'all, I wanted to make a video to let y'all know what phone I finally wound up on. If you could believe it, I actually had the S4 on all three carriers except for Verizon. Didn't like them. I would never get anything on their network. But it turned out that the S4 on Sprint was ridiculous. The signal was so bad. I mean, I couldn't even make phone calls. It was so bad. So that had to go back. Cancel that contract. But it was within my 2 weeks. And then I went to AT&T, and because I streamed Sirius all day, on that data calculator, they said that I would need about 4 gigabytes to get 120 hours a month of streaming. Well, they lied, because with their high-speed LTE, they stream approximately 250 megabytes per hour versus the 50 that it's supposed to be. So that would have cost me like $250 a month, so forget that. And so I wound up going over to T-Mobile, which has really upped the ante in my area. And I was able to get this phone right here, which turns out to be the LG Optimus Pro. I got it from AT&T, but I paid full price, only $549, which I think is a steal. And I got it unlocked because they unlocked it for me, and I'm running it on T-Mobile. And I run this phone, and I also have a second line, which I call my ICE phone, which I use it for so much more than in case of emergency or dead battery, because it's only $10 a month to add this with 500 megabytes of data, which I barely need. This is unlimited data, and it's unlimited high speed, and it's really awesome. And then I gave my husband my broken Infuse because he's never even had a smartphone. Well, he had this, but it was never, it's just a Wi-Fi device. So now he has unlimited data, and we're running everything for about $110 a month, all three phones. It's incredible. I love T-Mobile. But anyway, so I wanted to give y'all a quick little demo of this and just kind of let y'all know what about it to me is better than the S4. Not that it's a competition, but I want you to know that I really thought I could never get such a big phone again, like my Note, because as much as I liked using the Note, every single time I picked it up, I felt like I had to, stop the whole world so I could use my phone. And I find that having a little phone like this that you can, bop around with is really the way to go, because I took this off my husband, like I said, and it's rooted, and it's running a Slim Bean, and it's a 1 gigahertz processor, not double or anything. And it has Slim Bean on it. It's rooted, like I said, and whoops, I keep going to the camera app. Oh my goodness. I've got, so many things on it. It's very fast. Slim Bean is an amazing ROM. And so I use this for just about everything. Even, you could see, let's do a quick speed test. This is on T-Mobile, and let's see how it does. I mean, I always have between... Oh, I'm such a dummy. That was Wi-Fi. Hold on. Okay. This video is going to be all over the place, but anyone that hangs in there will be able to figure it out and put it all together. Okay, so it's just I'm so excited because that is the most amazing phone I've ever used in all of my life. Okay. Excuse me. So let's see. Ping the network in 90 ms. And this is unbelievable. For 3 phones for $110, I can't even... I feel like I hit the phone lottery. So that's awesome. And it, like I said, it does every single thing. I don't know if you could see, but I have ADW launcher down here. I've got all my shortcuts. I just love this phone. Then that brings me to this beast. Now, let me tell you, when I had the Note 2, like I said, if I would have had a second phone like this, I might have never given the Note 2 up. But I'm so glad I did, because I would never have given a second look to the LG. And the LG Optimus Pro happens to be the best phone that is out on any network, bar none. And I know there's those people that are so in love with the HTC One. I've used that phone many times. I wanted to love it because after the S4 was such a bomb to me. I mean, it wasn't a bomb, but it just was such a disappointment because I thought it was going to be like the S3, but on steroids with the higher resolution, the higher clock processor, the bigger screen. I was so excited about it, and they took away that rounded kind of edge and they squared it off a little. I was so incredibly excited. The day that AT&T got them in, I was trembling. I was so happy to have that phone. But the more I used it, and the stuttering and the lag, and just found it, all those features, I couldn't implement them. I wasn't excited, I gotta tell you. I was really let down, but I didn't want to admit it, and I was going to just keep it, but that's why I kept trying it on different networks, trying different cases. I couldn't put my finger on it. But then I found this, and let me tell you, there was no question. The second that I touched it, within 5 minutes, I was like, okay, whatever I gotta do to run this on T-Mobile, I'm gonna do. So, let me show you a couple of things about it and see if you can share my joy. Alright, well, for starters, let's see if we turn it on. Okay, so the speed is incredible. I'll just flip through a couple of screens. I don't know if you can see the animations that they use there. It's like a flip. I don't know. It's really cool. I don't even have a replacement launcher because it's so nice. Now, a couple of things it does that you cannot do on a Samsung device, to me, are selling points. Because I really am very picky about the way my phone is set up. And if I can't move that little applications thing, like on Samsung, you have to leave it over there. I hated that. I also didn't like that on 4.2, the folders are not folders like these. You can change any color. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little tab over there. It's like a real folder. You can change the color. You do so much customizing, it's not even funny. But you can move this button in the middle, and that is key to me. Plus, you can have 7 icons across, where Samsung, I think, gives you 5 because of their resolution. But anyway, so we've got that. Now, this is also something. Here's my little launcher. But look at this. On, on my home screen, which this is, I actually have icons that I've camouflaged. So, if you take the icon, you can customize it. I made it a picture of this tree so that I can hide the icon in the bush, right? Like that. How cool is that? But, okay, well, that's just one thing. But anyhow, so as I said, I'm running this on T-Mobile because I bought it from AT&T and they unlocked it for me. But here's some of the cool things. In the notifications, for starters, you're like, wow, that's a lot of crap in there. But the nice thing is that you can move it up like here, and that's where it'll stay. When you go to, let's go home. When you go to sign off, and you go to sign back on, you pull down your notifications, it's where you left it. So if you leave it down like that, that's where it'll be. But if you leave it up, that's where it'll be too. Did you see it almost tipped? And that's another thing. The way I use this all day long, I hardly ever have to pick it up because the screen is so responsive that you don't even hardly have to touch it. But when I do have to pick it up, it goes right in here. This is a little eyeglass case. And it's so cool because here's a little pouch I have. I just leave that in there for extra padding. And I just, you know, always have this close by so that it's never walking around, you know, bare like that. Another nice thing is I went and got that Skin-O-Me. Now, I don't know if you could see, but there are no fingerprints on it at all. It's so cool. There's a couple of air bubbles, but they say that'll go out in a few days. And that was only like $7. Okay? So that's really cool. Another thing is, like I said, the customizations are awesome, but also the remote control, it blows your mind. But before I show you that, let me go to the Q-Slide apps. Now, there's not as many of them as in, I forget what they're called, that thing on Samsung, how quickly we forget. But these work really cool because you can, let's see how you do it. You just kind of, I guess you just tap it. You just tap it, and then there's a video playing, okay? Then you go back, and you can do the ink pad, and you say, okay. And that, you can make smaller, like, let's go back. Okay, I don't know where my video went. Oh, it's behind it. Okay, and you can just, let's see if you can do another one. I don't use this, because I don't really, let's see. No, you only can have 2. I thought you could have 3, but anyway. So that's kind of cool that you can move them all around and resize them. But also what's really cool is the quick memo. Yes, this doesn't have an S Pen, but in my opinion, I had that I had the Galaxy Note 2 for about a month and a half, and I never used the S Pen, and I do mean never. But what this has, which is really cool, is something called quick memo. By the way, this has a dedicated button. Like right now, if I hit it, it's going to take a quick memo. There, it just, oh no, I have it set for timer. So it automatically goes to timer when I hit that button. I forgot. But let's do the quick memo. So you just go there. It just took a memo. It took a screenshot, and you can write all over it. You can jot down a number. Let's see. You can erase. Look how cool that is. Okay, that's really neat. So if you needed to write something really quick, like let's go back to pen. 5, 4, 8, you could. So you don't really have to have a pen. Let's get out of that. Okay, so what I wanted to show y'all also was the remote control app, which is so completely cool. But before I do that, I wanted to show you how responsive this is. I just happened to pick it up the other day and put it in here just because I was wanting to see if it would fit. And what I noticed, which was so cool, was Samsung brags about their glove, but this also can be used right through here. Like, watch that. Right there. Whoops. Put it back. Okay. So, like, look. You can start. You can go to your apps. You do anything. Twitter. It's so cool. And so fast. But anyway, I'm going to do a speed test on this too. Oh, and another thing. Look at this. How cool. You see that bubble? A water bubble. That is so cool. But anyway, I'm going to do a speed test real quick. Let's go. And like I said, I'm running this on T-Mobile, and I consistently get, there's my 4G, I consistently get between 4 and 6 megabytes at any given time. So for $110 to have 3 phones, you really can't beat it. Look at that. That's awesome. Unbelievable. Unlimited data, mind you. Unlimited high speed. They never throttle me. Network communication issues. Didn't look like it, but anyway. So, oh, you know what happened? That's funny. I have my 3G watchdog from when I had it on AT&T. And so it just disabled my network in the middle of the test. That's so funny because I had it set for only a couple of megs a day. But anyway, so we know 3G watchdog's working. But anyway, so the last thing I wanted to show y'all is the remote control. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Okay, I just got this TV today. I haven't even set it up yet, but it's so easy. And like I said, I was in a restaurant today with my husband, and he didn't even know this had a remote control. And this is the best IR Blaster remote control app I've ever used. I've had them on Vizio, some tablets. I had it on the S4, but it was confusing. I confuse very easily. But this one is amazing. You just, are we in camera range here? Okay, so you go down and, excuse me, you just hit, well, I think you have to, my bad. You have to set it up, oh goodness. You have to set it up at first from the app itself. So we're going to do plus, okay, TV. And then you just pick on the right is the letters. So it's a Sanyo. And then you point it at the TV and you hit the power button, which I just did. So it shut off and it says, did this shut off? Yes, it did. And now you point it at the TV and turn it back on. And then you hit the mute button once it turns on. And it's like, did it mute? Yes, it did. And then you hit the input button. And it says, did it input? It did. And that's it. And you're done. It's set up. And then if you want to edit it, you just would go to home. Let's try this. You find it by dropping it down. So that one we just did was the Office 39-inch TV. And if you wanted to edit it, you would just edit the room and you can just go back. I mean, they make it so easy. So that is really, whoops, I didn't hit save, but that's okay. Really, really cool. So I couldn't be more happier with this phone, and I just wanted to share it with y'all. If y'all are thinking that maybe the S4 wasn't everything y'all were hoping, you have to check this phone out. And I haven't even gotten into so much of what it does. I'm at the point with the customizations and my menus, and I just love it so much. And that's it. So thanks for watching, y'all, and be kind in the comments. Bye.